Bob Evans. Why are we at Bob Evans, babe?
We're going to eat dinner.
Yes, on our trip to Trevor and Shanna's church. Hello.
Where are you going?
We are on our way to spend the weekend with Trevor and Shanna Littleton, who Trevor is the executive director of Kainos Leadership Network, which is the church planting organization that we are working with to plant Venture Christian Church. So we are driving to the Cleveland area, which is where they planted Lake City Christian Church.
Drop the phone.
And we're gonna spend the day with them tomorrow and attend church with them on Sunday, and then hopefully talk some strategy and next steps on Sunday after church or at some point over the weekend.
I mean, I very much see that the other side of this weekend is going to be where things really start to take off. Well, at least that's what I assume. That this is kind of like one of those key chapters of the story.
This weekend and in late August when we go to assessment, are going to be two pivotal points. And so,
I mean, I would love to leave from this weekend having some sort of idea of when we're going to publicly announce.
Yeah. And
because that's one thing, our kids have asked quite a bit, like, when can I tell my friends? Like, when can we talk about this? And the fact is we're moving in a month. And so, like, it's going to ramp up here really quickly. And so, that's probably the biggest question mark that I would love to have answered.
Yeah.
Or at least have a better idea.
And approach the fundraising, one of the things that we're hopefully nail down is getting things set up through Kainos, our network, and to where we can have an account that we can start fundraising toward. But by the way, if you're watching this, obviously you are because we're talking to you. Fundraising at this point has been set up. You're watching this, after it was already happened. So venturefw.com to support what we're doing with Venture Christian Church, to support the mission of reaching those who have not been reached in the city of Fort Wayne and beyond. Because we want Venture not to just be a single church. We want to have Venture be the igniting, the ignition, the catalyst for more and more churches to be planted in Fort Wayne area and Allen County and beyond. I would love to see a movement in Indiana and beyond of churches that are going out to seek to, let's not play church, let's do church. Let's storm the gates of hell, as Trevor says, storm the gates of hell with squirt guns, and knowing that Jesus is with us, that's all we need, and going to reach those who haven't been reached yet, to make it really hard for people to go to hell in our community. And because, I probably said this before in other videos, but I grew up in Fort Wayne, and it wasn't until I was 1920, that I heard the gospel. And it wasn't even in Fort Wayne. But, we've got to do a better job of reaching out and sharing our faith. But I want to know that. I want to have figure out, nail down a publicly announcement date. And that'll also drive when these videos start coming out. And there's just, God's already been doing so much in our lives, in this venture.
Yeah.
And opening doors that I didn't foresee coming. And man, we're only scratching the surface on people we've talked to, on like the things that we know we need to do, but he's opening doors. There's been some things that have been harder to deal with, but I'm kind of glad that that's happening from the very beginning, that the resistance and the difficulty is like,
rather than like everything going well and then all of a sudden getting hit.
All of a sudden, halting.
Ripping the rug out from underneath you, kind of a feeling, rather than like, nope, we just gotta, grace and grit all the way through it.
Amen, sister.
Lord, please move this weekend. Don't really know what to expect, but I am anticipating
anticipatory.
But toward you doing something, revealing something, moving. And I
Yep.
trust you.
Well, breakfast. Let's do it.
So we're on our way back from Cleveland and had a great time. It was a lot, but yesterday we spent the whole day with Trevor and Shanna and got to meet Charles from the Kainos Leadership Network, which is the network we're working with, which Trevor leads. And then today we went to church at Lake City Christian Church, got to be a part of their service, the community meditation. That would have been good for you to record, Sarah. Way to go.
Yeah.
Maybe we can drop in some from their live stream. You know, maybe you're seeing that right now. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. But overall, it was really good. It was a worthwhile time. I'm glad we did it. And coming out of this, we have an email with Trevor on like 6 things we're going to be like going to and doing or potentially doing.
Not overwhelming at all.
Yeah. So we were able to get one of the trainings that is all about, like, it's called the art of the start. It's all about how do you actually start the church and getting some things put in place from a foundation standpoint. Originally, I thought we were going to have to wait till December to do this, but Trevor worked it out with Nexus, which is the other network we're working with, for us to go early August. So that's early August, and then we have assessment late August. Both of those are trips to Dallas, Texas.
And both of those we both need to be at.
Yep, and Dallas is, the promised land, because the Cowboys.
I don't know. I always had bad luck in Dallas, so hopefully that changes with this next one.
And then I'll be going out to Colorado with Trevor in September.
Which I'm jealous about.
Yep. And then
You
there's
say that, yep, like, you're right.
and then there's the Spire conference, which I think is also in September. I don't know.
No, I think that one was October. That's the one around our anniversary.
No, that's
No?
a different thing with Nexus
Right.
back in Texas. So there's a lot of things that we will be or might be going to, and we will document the whole journey. But those are going to be great, not just trainings, but also networking opportunities. Because that's what I'm finding. Like, church planting is not only networking for like finding people to be a part of the church and reaching them, those who aren't part of a church, and fundraising, but also the networking part with other ministry leaders and pastors and churches is so vitally important. And I really enjoy doing it, and we got a lot of work to do. So that's what I got. Sarah, you anything?
Everything is happening all at once, which is probably to be expected, and I need to get used to it, because first of all, we have this weekend, and just kind of expecting that a lot of the things are going to be ramping up after this weekend. But for me, I had it on my mind that I basically just needed to focus on getting the house packed and ready, because we were going to be moving in about a month. And now I'm looking at the calendar and realizing I have less than a month to actually functionally get the house packed, because we're leaving for a vacation next weekend. And then we are now having 2 trips before we probably officially move, with, strings of days where we won't actually be here. And then, so trying to figure out how much time do I actually have to get this house ready to move and uproot and do all the stuff.
PTO.
Yeah, and then, so initially I was thinking, okay, how do I make this work with PTO? Because I don't know if I have the PTO approved to do all this, and then I may have to work remotely with some of it. Some of it I already have PTO kind of planned in. I don't know. And then it just dawned on me this morning too. I'm like, And then what are we doing with the kids for all of this? Because the 2 trips in August, I need to be at. I mean, the one that, that in Colorado that Brandon will be at, I won't be able to go. Bummer, but, that's life. Basically, at this point, I'm trying to just think of the one next thing that I have to do. And just focus on that. Because anything beyond that is like deer in headlights. Like, And that's one thing that I learned as this weekend was going on was, it's okay, Sarah. You don't have to know half of the things that they are talking about. You don't even have to fully understand it. Just smile and nod, and you'll learn eventually. You'll figure this out. And at least Brandon seems to know what they're talking about. So, there's that. And, if one of us knows, then we're fine, right? I don't know.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. I don't know, but I was super blessed by the service this morning, and just knowing that they're still such a new church plant, and just their story of how they became who they are and how they kind of merged 2 different groups of people to be the church that they are, and super welcoming, super hospitable. I mean, you walked in and I don't know, I already fell in love with their congregation right away, to the point where if I was looking for a church and I was in that area, I would have felt right at home. And it wasn't just like, ooh, this is cool, or, what. It was more of like, you walk in and you felt like that social hug. Like, that's, I don't know if you felt bad, but like that was how it felt for me. And so
And then when they brought us up to pray over us,
yeah,
and hopefully we're able to show this B-roll, you can see it happening. But like when my late friend's wife came up, she ran up and I gave her a big hug, and it just made me so teary-eyed.
me too.
Those of you probably don't know, but the only reason I know Trevor is because of my friend Joe, who I went to Bible college with. We started rookiepreacher.com with, just sharing what we were learning in ministry, and then wrote a book together called Preaching Sticky Sermons, and we just did a lot of stuff together. We did a political podcast before all that.
I remember that. JB Radio.
I'll look it up.
Is it still out there in the world?
I think there's a Facebook page still. I don't know if you can access anything, but
Just a couple of kids.
yeah.
Do what they're
But he passed away last year, and when my first conversation with Trevor was when he called me to tell me about Joe passing away. And Jenna's just been someone's heavy on our hearts, and for sure, we just feel so deeply for her, and to see her there, and to know that this was a church that they helped plant, and that she's still there, and
the whole reason why we even got in contact with Trevor
right
was because Joe
believed I needed to plant the church.
Yeah.
And we are.
Yeah.
And to me it's like God, while I am so heartbroken that he passed away, God has a way of working out really crappy things and turn some beauty out of it. Not to say that it makes it okay or anything, but that he used that to open the door to what we're doing, and it's humbling, and in many ways Venture is coming about because of the vision that Joe had for us. And it was just all those things were going in my mind as she came up, and I gave her a hug, and she stood next to us while they prayed over us. And
It was very, very special. Very heartfelt experience this morning, and so very grateful for their support and their partnership with us and encouragement, and I'm just excited to see what the future holds.